Good morning, Science 7. Or should I say good afternoon? Or maybe it's the evening. In any event, welcome to Lesson 3 of our Distance Learning series. Today, we are going to answer the question, how does natural selection work? If we understand how natural selection works to change the Lithopodius population, we can apply this core science idea to explain how other populations change. By this point, you know the drill. You need a pencil, today's journal slip, printed or digital, and your science journal. Yesterday, we viewed the Lithopodius clip with the sound and captions off. Today, I'll play the clip with both the sound and captions on so that you can hear the narrator. The narrator will describe the process of natural selection, and by doing so, will help us uncover the factors that we need to consider. There's even a little twist at the end that you haven't seen yet, so pay careful attention. Ready? Here we go.
This is Lithopodius nulla, a simple creature with a tendency, like any other species, to reproduce offspring. Lots of offspring. Although the offspring inherit many characteristics of their parents, no two individuals in the population are exactly the same. This variation is vital to the survival of the species, as only a fraction of the Lithopodius will actually survive long enough to reproduce themselves. As a result, only those with characteristics that are best suited for survival in the environment will pass on these successful traits to the next generation. Those with characteristics less suited to the environment are less likely to survive and reproduce. This process is called natural selection, and over time and generations, it leads to the build-up of favorable characteristics in the population of a species. The result is a transformation of a population over time to suit its environment. This is known as adaptation. Environmental pressures can also change. But as long as variation in a population exists, new adaptations can occur, ensuring the survival of the species.
Okay, so from what the narrator said, it seems like we need to consider 5 things when discussing natural selection. 1, variety in the population. 2, environmental pressure. 3, best and least adapted members. 4, survival. And 5, reproduction. I have a graphic organizer that we can use to help us think this through. Make sure that you follow along on yours. To explain natural selection, we need to start by looking at the variety that exists in the population. In the case of Lithopodius, organisms were very different from each other, but especially different in the genetic traits for color, size, shape, and texture. The environmental pressure, the predator, easily spotted and devoured the brightly colored members of the population that didn't resemble rocks. This meant that the best adapted members were the ones that could camouflage with the background and avoid being eaten. The least adapted members were ones who didn't have the genetic traits to help them camouflage. You might sometimes hear the phrase survival of the fittest. This means that members with helpful traits will live long enough to reproduce. And once they reproduce, the helpful genetic traits are passed on to the next generation. Many rounds of survival and reproduction continue until a majority of the population comes to resemble those rocks. But here's something for you to think about. The population didn't stay looking like sandy rocks. The organisms evolved once more. This time, most of the members changed to resemble green, mossy rocks. How did natural selection operate to cause this change? I want you to construct an explanation on your journal slip using the 5 key terms from your graphic organizer. Really take time to write your explanation in paragraph form as best you can. When you write, follow the same sequence I did when discussing the graphic organizer. Tomorrow, you can compare your explanation to mine and assess your learning. For today, though, please submit a copy of your journal slip, the organizer with the explanation. You can do so either by submitting the hard copy of the written responses or a digital version. Until tomorrow, I need you to keep thinking and keep learning.